Once an Aussie wanker came to South Africa under the name of the Wallaby, and he cried as he died and felt the power of the Springboks. He became a Walsey calamity.
Hi, I'm Sanjay Diva, and this week the Springboks take on the Wallabies in Cape Town. After playing the All Blacks for 2 weeks in a row, it's now South Africa against Australia, and we actually play them 3 times in a row. They'll present quite a different challenge to what the All Blacks did. The Springboks forward pack especially was able to just outmuscle the All Blacks, and while we should be able to do the same to the Australians play a little bit smarter. So they won't run the ball from all over the park. They'll look to kick a little bit more, and they've probably got better kickers to be able to do that. In the lineouts, the Australian lineout, perhaps not quite as good as South Africa. Victor Matfield will still be the king, but the Wallabies should be reasonably safe on their own ball. We won't see as many steals and as many turnovers as we did against the All Blacks. In the scrums, South Africa should have an edge there, but we've been saying that for the last 10 years, so it doesn't always turn out to be an advantage. We just have to make it count this time. But the Waratahs did show in the Super 14 that they actually had quite a dominant scrum, so the Australians might surprise in that regard. At the breakdown, Australia do have a couple of good open-siders, so South Africa will have their work cut out, but we have a bit more bulk, and using the likes of Bismarck, Du Plessis and Bucky's Porter gives us a bit more aggression there, so we should still be able to dominate there as well. The Australians will tend to use Palu a lot to try and crash the ball up and get over the advantage line, and I think he will be a lot better than Rodney Sowialo was for the All Blacks, so they should get a little bit more go forward, and then they'll look to use Sterling Mortlock in midfield to try and crash it up as well. Out wide, the Australians present a different challenge because they don't have the runners like the All Blacks do. Sivivatu and Rokafoko don't tend to kick the ball at all. They tend to run it, and they're very dangerous runners, but they're predictable. So South Africa are able to develop a strategy to counter that, whereas the Australians will tend to use the kick and chase a little bit more as well. So there'll be a bit more variety in the Australians' game. I don't think they present nearly the same sort of threat out wide as what the All Blacks do, but they'll play a different type of game. So the challenge for South Africa is to establish that forward platform again, use Morné Steyn to keep the scoreboard ticking over, but I think we'll have to use our backs a little bit more and try and get a few more tries there as well. The other option is to go straight up the middle where the Australians may be a little bit weak, and try and get perhaps the rolling maul or a few more drives going to crash over the line, something we weren't quite able to do against the All Blacks. So while it'll be a different challenge, I still think South Africa should win this game by about 10 to 12 points, and that sets us up nicely for the rest of the Tri-Nations.